Really marks the beginning of Kentucky's reopening. Yesterday, certain businesses were able to open their doors for the first time in weeks. But when you compare Kentucky's reopening schedule to some of our neighboring states, it is clear that we are all on different timelines. LAX 18 political reporter Carolina Buchek working from home once again today and joins us now with more on that. Carolina.
Well, during the weeks when everything was closed down, the governors of Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana worked closely together. Their plan was to work together to reopen this region of the country. And for the most part, they are doing that. However, each one of the governors warned that their specific plan for their specific state would differ a bit. And now that things are slowly starting to open up, it is clear that our neighbors are on a bit of a different timeline than us. Let's take a look at what is open where. In Kentucky, we've got a whole list of businesses, including things like construction, manufacturing, car and boat dealerships, horse racing with no fans, pet grooming, and boarding. In Ohio, some of the things that are open there right now are manufacturing, construction, consumer retail services, and companies like that. In Indiana, their list includes restaurants and bars that serve food. Most retail businesses there are open at 50%, and stores inside of malls as well, public libraries, salons. So, as you're looking at this list, it's clear that there are some similarities between the states, but there are also some very glaring differences. For example, let's take a look at the gatherings that are allowed. In Indiana, groups of 25 people, as long as they're socially distancing, are currently allowed. In Ohio, at least through May 21st, groups of 10 or more people are not allowed. In Kentucky, on May 25th, social gatherings of groups of no more than 10 people will be allowed. And as we move forward into the summer in Kentucky, the governor thinks groups of 50 people could be allowed sometime in July. In Indiana, though, groups of 250 people can gather in July. So that's a difference of about 200 people. But one thing that Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky all agree on is the ability to change things. So if this virus spikes back up, all states can roll things back. And here in Kentucky, the governor made it clear until there is a working vaccine, life will be different.
For those that are a little anxious, for those that want to get out, you got to understand with this new world that you may get a call. That's the way that it's going to work when other people are out to do a little bit more that say you've been in contact with someone who has tested positive. And for that, you're going to have to self-quarantine for a period of time. That's the only way that healthy at work can work.
So there are already some differences in what is open between these three states. And as we move forward, other things will open on different timelines amongst us and our neighbors. So your best bet is to just double check with each state, actually make sure what is open is actually open there compared to here. Back to you.